Yes, so what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to the Swahili classes for the weekend. I do hope that you're doing fantastic, and I do hope that you are glad to be with us on a beautiful Sunday, being on the 12th day of the month of October, the year 2025. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I do hope that you're doing wonderful and everything is coming along just fine. The year has been moving quite fast, and the problem is, I do realize that the thing is that time flies. Actually, time flies, and what has been happening is that the year has been, full of so many things. But I do hope that whatever you had set to achieve at this particular juncture, you have already achieved that. If not, I do believe things will actually shape up. So thank you for joining us on the live. We never take your company for granted, and we hope that you are able to just learn Swahili with us, because at the end of the day, the goal is to learn Swahili, and the goal of the day is to be able to just be able to converse with the language, to connect with the roots, and also to be able to become much more better at your language. It doesn't matter at whatever stage that you might be at. You might be a beginner in the language. You might actually be at an intermediate level, or you might even be well conversant with the language. So at whatever stage that you are joining us in this particular segment, I do hope that you find this particular class to be of use and to be of great help in terms of helping you learn the language. So welcome so much. In Swahili, we do say karibuni sana. And I played as a jam. It's known as On the Daily. It's by an artist known as Anjerai. Yesterday as well, we jammed to some of our music, and I think that it's wonderful that we do have all these wonderful talent making their music in different languages. The music is done in both Swahili and in English. And in case you're wondering, she has been one of the artists that has been most outstanding this particular year. And I think she was signed by Universal Music earlier on in the year. It might have been around April. And I think she's doing wonderful. She's doing fantastic. And at the end of the day, we want to see more music coming from her. And we do hope that she is also able to put out more tracks, more tracks at the end of the day. The name of the song is On the Daily. And Swahili happens to be very easy when it comes to rhyming. And I would say that Swahili has a gist. We did say that Swahili is a language that is made up of syllables with alternating vowel sounds. For example, the word kitabu, the kitabu, those are three vowels, the E, A, and O. And we did learn that you can use your palm to show the five vowels in the Swahili language. We do have the A, E, O, U, and you can also learn about the consonants, because you have the consonants apart from all the letters of the English alphabet, apart from the vowels I mentioned, and apart from X and Q. We do have all those. We do have all those making up the Swahili consonants, and you do have some other extras that are known as the special class of consonants. And this special class of consonants, they include two consonants put together. For example, T and H. That would be in the word tahabu, the Latini. For example, in the word the Latini simply means 30. The manini means 80. The Latini, it means 30. It means 30. The manini means 80, 30. The manini means 80. The manini means 80. But you realize that the T and H, the manini, the manini, that means 80. But what I'm talking about is this special class of consonants: the TH, the DH, the SH, the NG, SH, the NG, the NG with an apostrophe, the NG with an apostrophe. These constitute some of what we call the special class of consonants, in Swahili. But we do not have so many words in the special class of consonants. But the examples is what I gave an example of yesterday. And we did say that if you're talking about food in Swahili, you normally do say chakula, the CH, chakula, We normally do say chakula for food. Chakula for food. And chakula is a word with a special class of consonant, which is a CH. The CH is also forms what you call the special class of consonants. The CH, the SH, the DH, all those are some of the examples that you can give. Sometimes back we also talked about the cow. We did say, for example, if you're talking about a cow, we do say ng'ombe, and ng'ombe has an NZ and then an apostrophe. NZ, ngo, ng'ombe, ng'ombe. That is simply how you do say for cow, So you realize that there is that aspect, ng'ombe, ng'ombe. If you're talking about something like nyasi, nyasi is for example, nyasi means for example, Napier. That is how you would say it. But if you're talking about the normal consonants, they are all the letters of the English alphabet, apart from the vowels, the R, E, E, O, U. So all the letters of the English alphabet minus these ones that I just shared, because these ones constitute the Swahili vowels. And also you have to minus the X and Q, X and Q as well, because you do not have the X and Q in Swahili. The X and Q, you will not find them in Swahili. The X and Q, you will not find them in Swahili. Brother Cassius, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a long time. But every other time that I come up on the channel and we're doing a stream, it's wonderful just getting to reconnect with everyone. And the reason we do Swahili among us, we do have so many other languages on the continent. I was saying yesterday that you have about 1,500 languages on the continent. And if you look at maybe perhaps between two countries like Nigeria and Cameroon, they do have about 350 languages, because in Nigeria we have about 200, and then in Cameroon it's about 150. So between two countries, they have about 350 languages. And then if you go to a country such as Ethiopia, they have about 81 languages, because they have 81 different ethnic groups in Ethiopia. So when it comes to looking at all these languages, sometimes people become mixed up in all these languages. There's an advantage, there's a pros and cons for having these cultural diversity and different tribes on the continent. But at some point, we have to come together and decide, how can we be able to break down these language barriers? Can we adopt one language that can be able to be the language that we prefer in terms of connecting with other fellow Africans from wherever they might be at? They might be from maybe Senegal, they might be from Botswana, they might be from Lesotho, they might be from Namibia, they might be from Morocco, they might be from Somalia. The thing is, we have to get to a point where we agree that it is important for us to be able to break down these barriers. And the only way we can be able to do so is really just by introducing a language in all these African countries. And this language would be a language such as Swahili, because Swahili is quite easy to understand. Swahili is also a language that you do not have to take a whole lot of time. It's a Bantu language, and it's spoken by over 150 million people on the continent. And even off the continent, the language is becoming well embraced. If you look at places such as Brazil, I would hope that the people of Brazil get to embrace this language, and they get to find the need, to just reconnect once again, because outside Africa, it is in Brazil that we have the second largest population of Africans outside Africa. And then from there, we do have our people also spread out around the world in different places. For example, in Europe, in the US, South America, and other places. But the thing is, we'd have to agree that it is very, very important that you have a language, an African language, that we can all adopt and that we can all celebrate, because this is what will get us back together and get us to unify, to unify as an African people or as a Black people globally. There was a piece of news that was shared, which I did find to be quite positive, and I did share it with us yesterday. And I did say that If you go to the network website, it's www.blackcodfarnetwork.com. When you are on there, you will come up and you might bump into this article. And this article is showing us that there is some hope and there's some progress going on, because Somalia has decided to embrace Swahili, and it has now got into a new chapter of regional integration. And they have decided that they also want to introduce the language of Swahili into the national education curriculum in Somalia, which is actually a good thing. Some years back, we were also talking about the memorandum that was signed between the Kenyan government and the South African government to have teachers move from Kenya and go into South Africa and train or teach people Swahili, which is a good thing. In South Africa, we have many other languages. For example, even the language of the Khoisan, the language of the Khoi people and the San people. This language was the language, some people have said it has become almost extinct. I don't know if any of us did watch the movie, which is known as God Must Be Crazy. That is when I first came into this contact, or to know of this particular language, which is the language of the click sound, the language of the Khoisan. But if you look at all these other languages on the continent, you have the Bemba, the Bemba community, the Bemba language, the Nyanza with the Nyanza language. If you look at all these communities, I think it would be agreeable to say that Swahili is one of the languages that people should actually look into learning over these other languages. I do not diminish their importance or their value, but I would say Swahili is rather quite easier when it comes to learning, and that is why we are learning it on the Black Hot Fire network. So if you're talking about the vowels, you can use your palm. If you put up your palm like this, you can use your palm to represent the 5 letters of the English alphabet. You can say the A, E, O, U. Those are the 5 vowels. The A, E, O, U. And those vowels, we have said that Swahili is a language that is made up of words with syllables with alternating vowel sounds. Syllables with alternating vowel sounds. For example, when we learned about how you say, well, salama, salama, that just happens to have 3 syllables, the sa, the la, and the ma, and all these are the a vowel. But if you look at a word, for example, kitabu, which I do get to use kitabu, then, which means a book, it has the key, the ta, and the bu. So those are 3 vowels. Those are 3 vowels. The key, the vowel e, the ta, which is in the syllable the vowel a in the syllable ta, and the vowel u in the syllable bu. Kitabu. If you maybe perhaps to explain, you're describing a book, you'd actually say, for example, kitabu kizuri. Nonetheless, let's do a recap of what we learned yesterday. And yesterday we learned that if you're talking about saying hello to a group of people, you do say hamjambo, and it is different from when you say hello to an individual, because when you say hello to an individual, for an individual, you normally would say hujambo, Hujambo, hujambo. But if you're saying hello to a group of people, you would say hamjambo, Hamjambo, hamjambo. So if you're saying maybe for example to to visitors, the way you say visitors in Swahili is wageni. Wageni, this is for visitors. So you might say hamjambo wageni wetu, hamjambo wageni wetu, hamjambo wageni wetu. That would be hello to our visitors. Hello to our visitors. Hello to our visitors. Hello to our visitors. And when you say hello to our visitors, they would respond and say hatujambo. Hatujambo is a response by a group. It's a response by a group. So say hatujambo, hatujambo, for which is the response, the reply by a group, to a greeting, hello, all, hamjambo, all, hamjambo, hamjambo. So that is simply how they would respond. That is simply how they would respond. And if you did say hamjambo wageni wetu, the only natural thing to say after that is karibuni sana wageni wetu. Karibuni. Karibuni. Karibu is welcome. Karibu is welcome. Karibu is welcome. Karibu is welcome. But if you send welcome to a group of people, then you would actually say karibuni. You add the ni syllable at the end of karibu to show that you are saying to a group of people. You are saying it to a group of people. So that is simply how you would say it. Karibuni, karibuni, karibuni sana, which is much welcome, welcome to a group. Much welcome to a group. Much welcome to a group. It's not even difficult. It's not even difficult. It's not even difficult. It's not even difficult. And you can be able to just practice until it becomes ingrained into your mind, and it will be very, very much wonderful. We shall take a short break. And we shall play as a jam. It's known as Better. Let me know how you feel about this particular one. It's almost similar to the jam that we played you. But we shall take a short music break with this, and let me know how you feel about this one. And when you come back, I will be letting us know. I will be continuing with our recap of our yesterday's class, even as we get into today's class.
It's been a really long time, tangu nikuvutie. I only called today, but I think about you every day. Najua nilichoma, yeah. I take the blame. Juu tangu iyo day, I've never been the same. Find me at BND off late kila weekendi. Nimekosana na wengi, lakini sisi I'm regretting. I know you know me well, usikate juu niko mlevi. Please don't hang up on me, niache niseme ukweli. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo pande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I'm not stalking you, niliona umepost pictures are cost. You're the man doing the most. You seem happy, you seem so happy. Called to let you know I'm taken but available for you. Bestie, we nirudishie phone, cause you don't understand what the hell is going on. Kilimani reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo upande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday. I've been upset cause no one loves me better. Hata wanipende aje, na wapenda shingo upande. I know you're upset cause no one loves you better. Hata wakupende aje, utahepa someday.
Reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. She needs to know what's in my heart. Oh, Kitty Mommy reminds me I'm alone. Oh, I need to call her now. Needs to know what's in my heart.
Yes, and yes, and that is a jam. Actually, is done by the one and only Mutoria. The name of the song is Better, and he's talking about nilichoma, najua nilichoma, najua nilichoma. If someone says najua nilichoma, najua, ninajua, 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 ninajua simply is a phrase, means I know, I know, I know. And there was something that we were learning yesterday, which is very, very important. And I keep on reminding us that when you're referring to self, the first person singular, you're pointing to self. You normally use the syllable ni. The syllable ni is I. It points to I. It points to I. Points to self. First person singular. So, for example, if I say ninajua, ninajua, or najua, the ni points to I, and then the na is actually a tense marker, for the present, a tense marker for the present, a tense marker for the present. And therefore, if someone says ninajua, ninajua, ni, na, jua, it means I know. But also you have to realize that if you're talking about the sun, you also do say jua. For example, jua limewaka, jua kali limewaka. Kali is to mean like it's fierce. It's the sun is about it's fierce. So jua, G-U-A, would be also for like the sun, would also be like for the sun, and therefore you might do not confuse those two. Jua means to know, and jua also means the sun. If you say ninajua, it means I know. But if you say jua limewaka, it simply means that the sun is scorching hot. It's very, very hot, and therefore you're just trying to say that you're hoping that maybe perhaps it becomes, you take cover and you go take a rest in a place where there's a shade. But nonetheless, if you're talking about you, if you're pointing to someone else, and this is the second person, the second person singular, then that would be u. The vowel u is also used to represent or to talk about the second person. For example, in the same way that I did say ninajua, the syllable ni is pointing to self, I, the first person singular. So if we're talking about the ni, points to I. But if you do say u, the vowel u, you might say unajua. Unajua means you know. Unajua would mean that you know, or unajua, unajua means you know. You know. So in that particular case, the u would be for you. This is second person singular. Wewe unajua. So if I do say wewe, it means you. But if I do say u, it refers to you. Unajua. But if you're talking to a group of us and we all know a group of us, and we all know, we would say two. The syllable two is used to represent we as a group, we as a group. So that would be we, two, najua, tunajua. That would be we know, we know. That would be we know. So the two, the syllable two, points to us as a group, us as a group. And therefore, if you say tu naenda, tunaenda means that we are going, tunaenda. But if I say ni naenda means I am going. But if I did say unaenda, it would mean that you are going. You're pointing to someone else and you're saying you, wewe unaenda. I am not sure if you grasp or you get what I'm talking about, but personally, what I'm saying is that if you're trying to talk about to put together a sentence, then you have to realize that if you're talking about self, you would say ni, then follow it up with that. The ni would be followed by a tense marker. So for us to get the context of when that shall happen or when that happened, for example, if you were saying that nitaenda, in this case, nitaenda, taenda. So we have three things here, which is I will go. We have three things in that particular one. We have the ni, points to self, is a syllable, points to self. The ta is a tense marker for the future. The ta is a tense marker for the future. So therefore, if we say ni ta enda, it means enda is a verb. Enda is a verb. Enda means to go. Enda means to go. Enda means to go. So if we did say nita enda, it means I will go, because that is in the future. But if we did say tu taenda, if we did say tu taenda, it means we will go. We will go. We will go. We will go. So you have to realize that there is the syllable ni for I pointing to self, the syllable tu pointing to us, and then the syllable, the vowel u pointing to you, the second person singular, pointing to the second person singular, and therefore it's not even difficult. It's very, very easy to remember, and you can always practice. And the more you practice, I think you will be able to internalize or just conceptualize those particular points, and it's not even difficult. Yesterday, we mentioned about some of the popular verbs, the things that we do on a day-to-day basis, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. And we did say, for example, if you're talking about the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, we did say, for example, you do have the word amka. Amka, it has a vowel a starting that particular word. Amka is a verb which simply means to wake up. If someone says amka sasa, it simply means that you're saying wake up now. Amka sasa, because sasa simply means now. Sasa, we did learn that yesterday. It simply means now. We did say if you decided to drink something, we would say kunywa. We would say kunywa for drink. If we were talking about eating, we would say kula, Kula, for eat, for eating. If we talk about sleeping, we would say lala, Lala, for sleep. Lala for sleep. If we talk about laughing, laughing, you laugh. She was laughing so hard. Laugh, you would say cheka. But if someone is crying and uncontrollably, they're just crying, you would say lia. for cry. Lia for cry. And if you're talking about maybe perhaps sitting down, like you're seated, you just want to sit, you would say keti. Keti for sit. And if you're talking about stay, you would say ka, K-A-A, for stay. But that particular word, ka, can also be used to mean different things. It can be used to mean charcoal. If it's one piece of charcoal, you would say ka. If it's one piece of charcoal, you would say ka. For example, there's a Tanzanian artist, I think I'll play you one of his jam. He's known as Kala Moto. Kala Moto is ka means like a charcoal, a charcoal. And if you're talking about staying, you might say, you would say ka. For example, if someone says ka na mimi, it means please stay with me. Ka na mimi tafadhali. That would be please stay with me. Anyhow, if you have a question, please ask. Kama uko na swali, kama means if. Kama means if. So if someone says kama uko na swali, kama uko na swali, that would be if you have a question. If you have a question. Kama uko na swali, uliza sasa. Uliza simply means to ask. Uliza simply means to ask. Uliza simply means ask. It simply means to ask. So when you say uliza sasa, it means ask now. Ask now. If you have a question, please ask now. And that is the way. That is the way it is. That is the way it is. We shall take a short break. We shall enjoy one of the jams here, and then we shall be right back and enjoy learning Swahili right here as you always do. And this is a song by
Sprawls across multiple apps? You need ClickUp.
Yeah, you do.
Another day, another crisis. Keyboard warrior still typing. Mini lava siku hizi spendi fighting. Kama hater hawawezi ntoa timing. Na hata wakinita guide, I know my baby will be by me. Na wakiniseti kwa IG, dawa ya watati huwanga silence. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. My guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. My guy. Chaber dongingero anahero kasianda. Leo ni party hadi mchana. My guy. Sherehe na piganga na kikosi. Kwa mfuko pita haikosi. Mademu wananitanga kiongozi. Vile mimi hutesanga Nairobi. Sele zimeripoti. Chini tuko kwa magoti. Aki wewe usinirekodi. Kesho nipate mmesha niposti. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why. Me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. Huwa wonder why. I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. My guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. My guy. Chabe dongingero na hero kasianda. Leo ni party hadi mchana. My guy. Sina noma. My guy.
Yes, that is actually a jam. It's a jam by the one and only Charisma. He's actually a Kenyan artist, and the jam is actually wonderful. And we're back with the Swahili class for the weekend. Remember, you can always feel free to interject at any point. You can ask a question regarding anything that we have been learning so far. I was just explaining to us that if you're talking about yourself, the first person singular, I, we do say mimi, or we do say we do have the syllable ni. If you do find a phrase or a sentence that has a ni followed by a tense marker and then a verb, then it means that you're referring to self. For example, nitaenda, nitaenda. The nitaenda is simply pointing to self. Nitaenda is simply pointing to self. And ni points to self. Then ta is the tense marker. And then enda is that particular verb. It means going. If someone wants to say nitaeleza, eleza means to explain. So for example, if someone is calling you and they're telling you, come over, please hurry, and then you're asking what's going on, and they say nitaeleza baadaye. Nitaeleza means I will explain. The ni points to self, so ta is a tense marker for the future, and then eleza means to explain. I will explain. It means I will explain. So if someone says nitaeleza baadaye is not is just a phrase. It means I will explain later. That is simply nitaeleza baadaye. How do you say reparations in Swahili? Is it fidia? Fidia means to compensate. So I believe because reparations has to do with the compensation for ills done, for evils that have been dealt on our people. So therefore, I do believe that compensation and reparations would be almost quite equivalent in the same breath. So I would actually, yes, agree with you. Fidia means to compensate someone, and this is more in the sense of, for example, the insurance company. You know, if you have insured your vehicle with an insurance company and they compensate you for the damages from an accident, then that would be fidia. And I think reparations would also be the same. Recently, there was the Caribbean. Let me tell you something I just remembered. There was a Caribbean, the Africa Caribbean Summit. And this year's theme was reparations. The theme for this year was reparations. And I happen to remember of a brother that used to be with the Black Hot Fire. He was a part of the Black Hot Fire family. And one of the things that the brother was saying, there's something that he actually was saying. He was saying that unless we talk about getting back to a place of global prominence and having power or yielding power, then we can forget about all this reparations talk. Because if there are no consequences for not paying reparations, then why would we pay reparations? That is, I think that would be the thinking. That would be the question. If there are no consequences of compensating you for all the ills that we have done to you, then it means that we do not really have to do that. And then consequence is an equation of power. You know, there has to be power. If reparations are not paid, these are the consequences. But if there are no consequences, either in the short term or in the long term, then it means that we are looking at this whole problem in the wrong way. Yes, compensation for all ills that were done and evils that were dealt on the people from slavery, all the ills and evils that were dealt on the people from colonization, because also colonization did a whole lot of damage. For example, if we talk about the Congo, we do have so many people that were killed under the Belgium, the Belgian rule, which was by King Leopold II. But nonetheless, what I do say is that, for example, having a platform like this where we have this conversation about reparations, and then we do have our people getting back together, uniting, and knowing that there is a quest for this, then we're getting somewhere gradually. We are getting somewhere gradually. But yes, thank you for your question. I do not know your name. Your name is still reparations. I will still be Fidia. But thank you so much, even for asking that particular question. So yes, if you're referring to self, you would say nitaenda shule. You might say nitakula chakula because you're pointing to self. If you point it to someone else, you could ask utakula. Utakula, because it's you in Swahili, that translates to u, the vowel u. So for example, that would be utakula chakula. If I did say utakula chakula, chakula chakula, because utakula chakula, you will eat, you will eat. So you realize that the o is just the way you say you, o. And then the ta is a tense marker. The ta is a tense marker for the future, and therefore you can say utakula, that would be you will eat. But if we're talking about the past tense, you would use the tense marker li. You'd say ulikula. Ulikula simply is to mean you ate. Ulikula would be to mean that you ate. But if we're talking about the present tense, the tense marker for the present tense, the tense marker for the present tense is na, the na, the syllable na. So for example, you say unakula, that would be unakula, that would be you are eating, because the na there is a tense marker for the present continuous tense. Asante sana, karibu, brother. I don't know if it's brother. I do hope it's a brother. Brother, you're saying asante sana, and I would say karibu sana, which is you're much welcome. You are much welcome. But yes, na can be used for two purposes: as a tense marker for the present tense, the present continuous. Na can also be used as a connector. It can also be used as a connector because, for example, you're talking about you want to eat, you want to have tea and bread. Tea and bread is chai, and bread. Tea and bread. So for the tea and bread, you would say chai is for tea, and you say na, the bread is mkate. So you'd say chai na mkate. So that is, you have used the na, the syllable na in Swahili, as a connector. Chai na mkate would be tea and bread. Tea and bread would be chai na mkate. The enforcement of reparations for Africa must come with drastic actions like closing our borders, placing all embassies in Africa, holding all exports. I agree with you. This is one of the ways. This is actually one of the ways. I agree with you. This is one of the ways. But the problem is, what you do have on the African continent is a whole lot of, I might say, puppetism, for lack of another word, because all these so-called leaders, most of them are Western puppets. So the minute you're talking about even having control of our own resources and determining what to do with these resources, it becomes also something else, because they are not in agreement. Most of them, they want to follow what orders have been given, because that is the only way they can continue running these countries, and they are doing it on behalf of the colonizer even now. So therefore, until we get rid of all these puppet leaders, also now this also conversion also becomes difficult. But yes, we are saying that you can use na as a connector, na as a connector. You can say chai na mkate. You can say maziwa na mkate. Maziwa na mkate. If you say maziwa na mkate, it simply means milk and bread. Maziwa na mkate. So for example, na can also be used to mean with. For example, ongea na marafiki. Ongea means to converse. So for example, ongea na marafiki, marafiki, these are friends. So to speak or to converse, speak with friends, because with can also be represented by na. Ongea na marafiki, If you say ongea na kaka yangu, means speak with my brother, That is simply how you would say it. But yes, there are so many uses of na. But for now, we can just use, we can just give those two examples. Ni, the syllable ni in Swahili also has many uses. I did say ni can point to self. So if I say ni, whatever is followed by that, it means that I. For example, ni nasoma gazeti. If I say ni nasoma gazeti, soma gazeti, that would be I am reading a newspaper. I am reading a newspaper. But the ni syllable, the syllable ni in Swahili can also mean is. It can also mean is. For example, if I did say chungwa ni tamu, chungwa is an orange. If I do say chungwa ni tamu, it means the orange is sweet. So therefore, chungwa ni tamu, chungwa ni tamu, that would be the orange is sweet. The orange is sweet. The orange is sweet. So therefore, in that context, you're saying that the ni stands for is, and you are simply just describing the taste of that particular orange. So the syllable ni can be used or is used to represent is. For example, you might say before you get to use before you get to put an adjective, you might say mamake means the mother. Mamake ni hodari. Mamake ni hodari. So you say mamake ni hodari. Mamake ni hodari sana. Hodari is just an adjective saying popular. So her mother, he's all her mother. He's all her mother. Her mother is popular. Her mother is popular. So that is simply how you would use. That particular syllable ni. That's a particular syllable ni. Mamake ni hodari. You might say mtoto ni mwerevu. If you did say mtoto ni mwerevu, it means that the child is wise. The child is wise. If you have a question, you can ask. Feel free to ask a question. We would hope to have a very engaging and interactive segment. And therefore, we can only do that by you asking questions. And I would love to know, maybe perhaps if you have a question, it's fine. If not, you can let me know where you're watching the stream from. And let me know, where are you watching this particular stream from? I would love to know. And I would be more than glad to just give you a quick shout out. But before then, let me play you a jam by a Tanzanian artist. He's known as Kala Moto. Kala Moto is known as, you can translate that into a coal of fire. A coal like a piece of charcoal or fire. Kala Moto, because moto, we do say moto for fire. And you can also say moto for hot. If you're talking about hot, you can say moto. Chai moto. If you say chai moto, it means hot tea. Chai moto, you would say chai moto, because moto is for hot, or moto can also mean fire. So hot tea. hot tea. If you say moto kubwa, that would be a fierce fire. You might say moto kubwa. But let me play as this particular artist. Is a freestyle he did, and you can get the gist with his beautiful Swahili, because he's a Tanzanian, and Tanzanian people do not play with the language. They love it, they embrace it, and they do everything with the language.
baadaye tena ubongo pani ngwaza mazuri umeona shanza kusanti full kuleta baada hakuna cha light watoto wengi hakuna chaka onga kishua shanza kuchukua
alichofanya mzee wakifanya wanabaki kuulizani sherehe mwanangu amemba na jalango tupige sherehe na hapa mzee tupige tarehe wengi wanasema mpaka sasa tuko naambia kwamba tuko ukitutafuta kwa Instagram Facebook tuko wanasema tuko
Kala moto kiumbe
habari zao kwenye promo so hakuna migomo tunafunga mdomo tumejaa mazriz la kibiza wengi wanasema hapa tuna watu kibiza flow kama hii wanauliza kwangu anaingiza hawawezi kuchange game hii hata kwa media niko na ED na Black yani hapa tuna speed na vile msia tusikiza mawaki niko na mwanangu hapa ni harakati na niko na mwanangu tumeona nafikiria katupaki wengi hawapati na niko na mwanangu fulani naitwa nani jamaa ambaye ni blogger sio msafi naitwa Machampali
habari Michael Machampali
gari hata kama mtaki Mombasa watu ni wazuri Kiswahili sanifu wengi wanasema tunaweza kuleta tadada wa chifu na tuko peaceful wengi wanakataa tukitembea tutoki jasho tutumima fuko umetoboka rap kama hii kusikiza ni kama nyoka mwanangu hapa ni bingwa namba 9 kwa soka hawatupendi kwa sababu
that is the brother Kala Moto. I think someone was actually telling me that Kala Moto is Kenyan. He's not Tanzanian. He's from Mombasa. I will just confirm that. But the thing is, we do have. Let me just confirm. Is Kala Moto Tanzanian or Kenyan? But he has his hip hop music in Swahili, and I think he's Kenyan, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can get that right. Let me see. Yes, he's actually from Mombasa. He's actually from Mombasa, and he's doing wonderful. So, in case you would like to check out some Swahili freestyles, you can also be able to do that by simply just enjoying the music from Kala Moto. I was confusing him with someone else. I'm trying to remember what is the name of this artist. But nonetheless, yes, let's get back to our Swahili class. The thing is, when it comes to learning Swahili, there are many resources that you can be able to adopt. You can use the Duolingo app, and this is an app that can help you get these translations right. You can use the Swahili dictionary or the Kamusi. That is also another interesting one, and you can also be able to learn Swahili simply by checking out the videos that you have done. There's so many videos that you have done on the Black Hot Fire Network. And these videos will help you understand and just learn according to your own pace, because since 2019 or 2020 thereabout, we did start these particular classes, and therefore if you go back into the archives, you would be able to find all these videos, and you can be able to watch them at your own pace, and you can be able to learn as you according to your own convenience. That I think would be much more preferable. Let me know who you're tuning from. I would love to know. And apart from that, in case you do have a question or would like to reach out, you can email blackhotfireafrica@gmail.com, and I will be more than glad to respond to you regarding anything that we may have learned or anything maybe perhaps that you'd like to bring to our attention. I will be more than glad to respond. Because when we keep the conversation open, it's much better, and it's much easier. And maybe perhaps you're busy, very busy on the weekends. We can still plan it out and schedule a class that suits your time, if you're particularly interested in learning this particular language. And we have done some tours with the Black Watford Network. We have done some tours to Tanzania. There was a time we were in Dar es Salaam. And the thing is, when you go to Tanzania, the language of instruction, the official language, is actually Swahili, and it's also the national language, and it's also the language of instruction. So if you're in a chemistry class in Tanzania, you're learning chemistry using the language of Swahili. So it's very, very wonderful. If you're trying to maybe perhaps tour Tanzania, maybe perhaps for the purpose of just exploring the beautiful country, you will be able to get around simply using the language. You would know what they are talking about. When you visit Tanzania, you can be able to converse in Swahili. If you visit Kenya, you'll be able to also do the same. If you go to Burundi and Rwanda, you'll be able to do the same. Some parts of the DRC Congo, you'll be able to do the same. And also even Uganda and some parts of Zambia as well. So it's a language that is becoming very, very prolific. It has spread out. And that is why we have chosen Swahili over many other languages. On the 17th of July, we mark the particular day as the International Day of Swahili. And we get to mark the significance of this language around the world, not just in uniting Africans and uniting our Black people globally, but it is a language that is being accepted. And I do believe that if you to break down these barriers, one of the ways that you can do that is through language. If we came together as an African people, adopted this language, embraced this particular language, then we can be able to see how much similarities that we have amongst ourselves, simply because of just reconnecting once again using this beautiful language of Swahili. It's not difficult. In case you want to get a copy of the notes, I would be glad to share this copy of the notes. And next week, we shall be talking about, or we shall be learning about Swahili grammar. And when we talk about Swahili grammar, I am talking about even parts, the nouns. These are the names of places, the names of things, the names of ideas, and the names of even concepts. You know, places, things, concepts, and ideas. You would be able to just learn the Swahili grammar together next week, learning about the nouns, the verbs, the pronouns, the adverbs, and all these other things. We shall be getting to learn them next week when we connect for our next class. So tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend to join us next week. It will be more than we'll be more than glad to have more of us joining us joining us to learn Swahili. And in case you want a copy of these notes, you can write an email to me, blackwoodfireafrica@gmail.com, and I will be more than glad to share those particular notes with you. So next week, we shall be talking about Swahili grammar, the nouns, the verbs, and the adjectives. And we shall be getting to learn about the noun classes. The noun classes, we call them nomino, or ngeli, all nomino. That is what we call them in Swahili, and that is what we shall be learning next week, even as we proceed. Thank you so much to everyone that has been with us. We never take your company for granted. Make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also share the link of the videos. You can also click on the notifications button so that you're able to find out when we are going live, and you can be able to join us when we are live, either on Rumble, on YouTube, on BitChute, and also on many, I think those are the primary platforms that you can find us on BitChute, on Rumble, and also on YouTube. That is where you can catch us on those particular platforms. Once again, thank you so much. I want to wish you a happy and a productive week ahead. This being, we're getting to the middle of the month, so I just want to wish you a happy and a productive one. Kwaheri ya kuonana. That is what you do say. Kwaheri ya kuonana. Goodbye and see you. Kwaheri ya kuonana seems see you. Goodbye. See you again. Kwaheri ya kuonana. Goodbye. See you again. And I would say asante sana kwa kuwa nasi katika darasa letu la Kiswahili. Thank you so much for being with us in our Swahili class. Till next time, much peace and love. Bye bye.